I'm going to just say hi and then start moving. Okay, anyways, she's a bit caught up with something. So we are going to start our presentation. Kindly take the floor.
Yeah.
Please take the floor. You can start.
Yes. A few minutes. Almost. Almost. So I start by sharing the code. I think
No, the
uh,
presentation.
the slides.
Yes.
It's 4 o'clock.
Just 5 slides.
Okay.
So I
So can you make it?
yes.
You can start.
We start with the abstract. A brief
No. You start by presenting who you are.
presenting. I'm Mumpe Israel. I'm currently doing a short Python course, intermediate level. I came up with a small mini project based on an alarm clock.
Proceed.
Yes.
Proceed.
Oh, yes. I start with the abstract, a brief introduction on what the project is about. As it states, it's no doubt that alarm clocks have always been handy whenever we sleep, take a short nap, or to remind us of the work we usually forget about. So um, those that lived before us used alarm clocks as well, going back to 2000 years in history. But over time, new advancements in technologies have allowed us to maintain the alarm clock, which is a vital component in today's life. Um, um, as assuming as we all know that time is a vital asset in our lives. Once you lose it, it can't be replaced. So we ought to make ways of conserving it and managing it well. So that's where clocks come in, and that's how useful they are. They help us manage time so that we may execute our our daily events in time and make time for some other things you have to do. So assuming we knew nothing about time and there was nothing like clocks, and we can imagine how life would be disorganized. We would all be disorganized. We would not be punctual in time. You will not even have goals. Like the resolutions, like when people are starting a new year, you make a new year's resolutions, things you want to execute in that given year, the bad habits you're supposed to drop, things like that. But because of time, we find ourselves more organized. So that brings us to the problem statement. Problems caused by lack of punctuality. Being punctual is a vital element in our lives because it enables us to execute more tasks in a short period. It's evident that without a clock, it would be next to impossible to be punctual. Time is an important asset in life that it has to be valued. Assuming we live without clocks and knew nothing about time, this world would be so disorganized. So that's where the alarm clock comes in as a solution. It helps us to be more punctual according to the problem statement. The proposed system. This talks about the alarm clock basically, but I start by giving a brief history of alarm clocks. Man has always wanted to be punctual in order to be organized with his activities, which he carried out during the course of the day. Hence, the invention of time, which led to the creation of the first clock. This consequently led to the creation of an alarm clock to remind man of certain activities that had to be executed in the given period. The first alarm clock was invented in 1787 by Levi Hutchins. Due to the advancement of technologies, alarm clocks have improved to the extent of being so portable. For example, digital clocks, you can even wear a watch in your wrist. That's an example of a clock. Yeah, some are even pocket size clocks, watches. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm done. So can I move to the code? Yes? Pardon?
Israel, move on, please. You can move on.
Yeah. Do I have to explain the code as well?
No.
I don't need to. Yes? Hello?
Yes, please move on to the
Do I?
project. The project,
Yes.
then you can explain the code later.
Oh, okay. I'll start by running.
Israel, can you proceed?
Yeah, I'm going to run. Can you see that?
No,
The other window, you can't see the other window.
no. Show your entire screen. Okay, I can see it now.
Yes, so I put like a few, like 2 minutes. I'm going to put like 2 minutes from now. Right now it's 16,
13.
15, yeah, 15.
Okay, so we wait for 2 minutes.
Yes. Oh, it's too much.
No, it's okay. I can see. Actually, hurry. Okay, thanks. You can put the phone. Can you please repeat?
Yes,
Can you stop the alarm?
I've stopped.
Okay. Okay. I can still hear some feedback.
Yes,
I can still hear some feedback.
even now.
Yes.
Is it still?
Still? No. I can't hear it anymore. So I saw that the clock, yeah, was counting seconds. Yeah. So can you take us through? Firstly, the first question you're going to answer is why did you choose an alarm clock? Yes, you talked about it in the presentation, but it's good that you probably resound it. And then explain to us the process you took to create this alarm clock. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the first question is why did you choose an alarm clock? Are you having issues with time or
No. You had advised that I take the tattoo since that's what we had done in class.
yes, that's very good.
But again, you are contradicting with yourself. You said it should be a problem-solving project.
That's very good. So I'm asking, projects that you probably had an idea in, why did you choose to do an alarm clock, not any other project that there is? That's the question.
I felt I would be solving a problem of not being punctual.
Mm.
Africans, we are known for not keeping time.
Okay, so you thought having an alarm clock will help you keep time.
Yes,
Okay, that's very good. So take us through the steps that you took to do the project for this.
I start by importing the important libraries, the modules,
Mhm.
different functions and libraries. Then I created my first function, the alarm function. Then I created my alarm function. I called this method. So this sleep method delays the execution for 1 second as long as the while loop, the condition for the while loop is met. So here I set the actual time using the date time module. I created I set I converted the time, the today's time to strings, to a I created the string object for the time and date for these two. In now and date, I stored the string objects for the date and time respectively. Then message, I print the message, which is the current time. So I set an if statement. If now is equal to the set alarm timer print time to wake up. Then in the same loop, I call the beep method from the wind sound module. For wind sound, it comes with all Windows systems. It's inbuilt. You can't get it in other operating systems. It's only for Windows. Yes, and so I move on to the actual time function. So this actual time function is the one that gets this upper function going. So because if you're to realize this actual time, this is where you call in this function, the actual time function, this is where you're going to call this actual time. Yeah. Sorry, I ran out of words. In this actual time function, this is where you're going to call this function, the above function. You set this variable. This variable is going to be the argument passed in the above function. Is it clear?
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Then, so this is the function that gets this upper function going. So I move down to the graphical user interface. For the graphical user interface, I had to do some little reading online. We did teach this. So there is a class called the Kinta class. It's what we use to create the graphical user interface. So right here, I create a root window by storing the tk method inside the root window. I move down and create a title for the window, the root window, which will be my clock. Geometry, this is meant for the dimensions, length and width. Time format, this is a label to show, I think, let me try running and explain as you see some of these things. So
It's okay, I can see.
yeah, okay. Then for the graphical user, this is the root window. So my clock is the title for the widget, and the geometry stands for the works on the dimensions of the window. Then the time format variable, it holds the label, this being the label. Enter time in 24-hour format. So these are the, starting from here, this works on the color, how it's going to appear, the color of the font size. Then place works on the dimensions as well. Place, yeah, not dimensions, it works like where you want to position the label, like for the X and Y, like somehow like the X and Y axis. So you move down to the variables required for the alarm initialization, alarm and mean seconds, and so this holds the string variable. This comes from the Kinter class. It's responsible for holding string objects, the Kinter class. So according to so when you're using this string variable, we
Can you continue scrolling down? There's something we need to see. Oh, it stops there. Okay, thank you so much for taking us through your code. It was a good one. And the last question and the final question is, where, as a person, yeah, you mentioned earlier that you need cybersecurity. So, as a person, where do you think you are going to apply the knowledge that you acquired from Python class, Python Intermediate?
I want to specialize in networking. I did
Or you,
cybersecurity and networking. So we
okay.
use Python. I can use Python for automating my networking projects.
Okay, so do you have projects already or you're just planning to do that?
No, I'm just planning.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. It's okay, you can stop sharing your screen. It was glad having you present today.
Have I passed?
Apparently, pardon?
Have I passed?
I'll be deciding that after the class. So apparently, we don't have any trainers on board this afternoon. All of them are a bit busy, but then they'll be looking through your project, which you are supposed to submit. So I'll give you the details of the submission, submit it, and then they look through it. Okay?
I'm supposed to make like some document.
Yeah, you send the file.
No.
You will be sending the file and a video of you presenting. Okay?
I have to record myself again.
Exactly. So that other trainers can see what you presented. That's really not hard. Otherwise, thank you so much. I'm impressed by your project and the fact that you have a background knowledge about time and how people need time, most
Yeah.
especially Africans. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's really important that you thought of a problem like that and you are trying to solve it. Thank you so much.